Here's a real question, chat. Here's the real question. We always talk about how, like, perks, like... We always talk about how, like, perks kind of play the game for some players. Here's the question. With me doing these adepts on other killers, should I be able to win as well as I am on most of these? That's a genuine question. With how impactful and important perks are, should I be able to win nearly as much as I am? Because granted, that match, I tunneled out the Nancy, but we were doing that for the joke, right? We were doing that for the bit. But in the other matches, I try not to tunnel people that much. It happens, but, like, I'm not really doing it on purpose that often. But should I be winning any of my matches? Like, really, should I? Do I? Do. Because personally, I don't think I should. The survivors are bad too, so yes, you should. But that leads into the question right there. How the fuck do you balance that? Where's the line drawn? Seriously, where's the line drawn? Because by that logic, statistically speaking, you could play Trapper with no perks, no add-ons, and if you get lucky enough with the matchmaking, you could still have a really good kill rate. Is it likely? No, but it can happen. So does that prove anything? I play Legion out of nowhere. Sorry. Well, that, like, again, like if we look at my stats, like, I say this all the time, but like my kill rate on Chucky, 63%. Kill rate on Spring. If we go by highest kill rate, it's Ghoul, obviously. But remember, I wasn't using his power. Just remember that. I did not use my power, or Ghoul's power. We ran Stabiffle Rapid and never used the auto hit. Even Freddy. It's not even like... And this is also a weird thing with Freddy, too. This is old Freddy. Mostly. I do not have that much time on new Freddy. But on Behavior's end, how do you balance that? Because if they make the killers stronger, then those players... Like, those players, they suffer even more. And it's like, oh, those players should just get better. Yeah, but if all of those players don't get better and they all leave, then the game dies. Then what? I mean, you got what you wanted, but then what? Does anyone know why we don't see arena shooters that much anymore? So arena shooters basically died off because the way those games are designed, if you're not good at them, you are going to lose every single fight you're in. So until you hit your head against the wall and just get good, there's nothing you can do. As a result, the only people still playing them are the people who are good at them, which means no new players, which means no players coming in to get updates for the game, and the game, quote-unquote, dies. Now, I'm using die in a hyperbolic sense there, but yeah. So, like, what do you do? Even most of these, my lowest kill rate is fucking Xenomorph, and this is because I fish. 10 of these 13 hours are probably me fishing with Xenomorph, I can almost promise you. Same thing with Deathslinger. I fish with Deathslinger, that's why his is so low. I suck at Twins, I suck at Nurse, I suck at Demogorgon, and I suck with Trickster. I don't know, it's just an interesting thought to me. I'm not sure. I mean, they're harmless and lose one every 4 out of 5 games. I think we really just suck it the fuck up. Well, no, I think that there's a limit, but, like, again, I lose 1 every 4 out of 5 games. I mean, that's fine, though. I think that's statistically okay. If anything, I think it's a little too high. You should, in my opinion, you should be losing 2 out of those 5 games, not 1. Again, it comes back to that old question, right? You can't suck at Nurse. That's like dying in Korea. No, I suck at Nurse. You'll notice a trend with most of my killers, chat. I've already talked about this before. You'll notice I suck with every dash killer in the game. The only exception is Chucky and Kaneki. The reason I don't suck at Chucky is because I poured hours into this killer to learn him. And the reason I don't suck at Kaneki is because I use his dash to catch up, not to chase. I use it for the utility, not for the actual chase. The thing with Nurse is that she's like riding a bike. Once you learn it and get good with it, it's fine. But if you don't commit to playing Nurse, she can be difficult, I feel. She's a killer I feel like you have to main. Not that long, but like I do think you have to main her. To like to stay consistently good with her. I suck ass with Nurse. I suck with Billy. I suck with Demo. I suck with Oni. I suck with Blight. I suck with Wesker. I'm okay at Chucky. I don't really know about Kursu and Houndmaster. I don't play them enough to say if I suck at them or not. I think I'm pretty okay at Kursu, honestly. That's why that argument of, like, Nurse takes no skill and, like, Blight takes no skill, I disagree with constantly, because I suck at them. So clearly they take at least some semblance of skill. If they didn't take skill, then someone trying to play the character. Plague? What about Plague? You're very good. I don't even think I'm that good at Springtrap. I don't think I'm that good with most killers. I don't even think I'm that good at the game, in all honesty. Some might say that's me being humble, but, like, genuinely, I don't even think I'm that good at the game. I think I understand the game very well, but I don't think I'm very good at it. Again, that's always where the problem is going to lie from for, like, trying to balance the game. Because, again, people always talk about top-down balance. I was talking to someone before stream about this. While I love the idea of top-down balancing, and I do think it can work, I do not think you can only balance from the top down. There has to be exceptions. Right? I think it's case by case, and everything has to matter. Because the problem with balancing things from the top down is the perfectionism argument, right? Because if someone's good enough at the top on Huntress to land 90% of their hatchets, you have to balance Huntress. If you're doing it from the top down, technically you have to balance Huntress around the idea that she's going to land 90% of her hatchets. But I don't think that's fair. I don't think you should do that. Let the people who are good at her be good at her, you know? I don't know, man. It's just... Tempo Daylight is such a weird game to talk about with stuff. All the variables. The varying skill levels. And again, I bring this up all the time. Like I mentioned earlier with like live service games and such. You do have to account for the bad players. Not necessarily like the bottom of the barrel bad players, but it's just like, I don't know where that line is drawn with live service games. It's very hard to draw.